Good day, JPNs. Today, we will be discussing the time value of money. In line with this topic are simple and compound interest, present value and future value, and also the ordinary annuity and annuity due. Without further ado, let's get started. Question: would you prefer to have 1 million pesos now or a 1 million pesos 10 years from now? Okay, I think we would all prefer the money now, and that illustrates that there is an inherent monetary value attached to time. It is really important in accounting, especially in financial instruments. So, time value of money. What does time value of money mean? What does time value of money means? It is the concept that money you have now is worth more than the identical sum in the future due to its potential earning capacity. This core principle of finance holds that provided money can earn interest, any amount of money is worth more the sooner it is received. Time value of money is also sometimes referred to as present discounted value. Yung halaga ng pera na meron ka ngayon ay maaaring maging iba yung halaga sa hinaharap. Yung konsepto ng interest na meron dito sa time value of money ay ang compounding interest. Interest rate, the greater the rate, the larger the interest. And as a result, it is the future value. In time, the longer the money is left in the account, the more interest it gains. So, mamaya po, pag-uusapan natin yung tungkol sa interest. Uses of time value of money. It is a concept that is used in all of finance including bond valuation. What is bond valuation? It is the process of determining the fair price or value of a bond. Typically, will involve calculating the bond's cash flow or the present value a bond's future interest payments as well as its face value, o yung mas kilala natin sa par value, which refers to bond's value once it mature. Stock valuation. It is the process of determining the current or projected worth of a stock at a given time period. Then, accept or reject decisions for management or project management rather, financial analysis of firm. Interest. When you say interest, it is the monetary charge for borrowing money, which is generally expressed as a percentage. Most of us are familiar when it comes in interest. Sa mga bangko, yung mga porsyento, yung mga tubo, yun ang tinatawag natin na interest. There are two types of interest, which is the simple interest and the compound interest. First, let's us define the simple interest. Simple interest calculated on the outstanding principal or original amount of a loan. So, that's its formula. While the compound interest, which is the most common concept of time value of money, interest calculated on the outstanding principal amount and on the accumulated interest of previous periods and can thus be regarded as interest on interest. In time value of money, there are also two concepts, which is the present value and future value. First, let us define the present value. It is the current value of a future sum of money of stream of cash flows given a specific rate of return, while the future value of current asset at a future date based on an assumed rate of growth. It is also the value of an asset or cash at a specified date in the future that is equivalent in value to a specified sum today. Give an example. At the beginning of the year, there are 3,000 was invested at a deposit account, earning 5% annually. So, how much will be the deposit be after a year? Kung ang present value natin ay 3,000, then ang earning is 5% annually, so 3,000 multiplied by 5%, 150. So, yung 150 pesos ay i-add natin sa 3,000, yun yung magiging future value niya, 3,150. Example number 2. At the beginning of the year, 5,000 was invested in a certificate of deposit for 1 year at 10% interest per annum. So what will be the value of the said invested at the end of the year? Same procedure, same computation, 5,000 in present value multiplied by 10%, which is interest per annum. Answer is 500. Then, yung 500, i-add natin sa 5,000. Yun yung magiging future value niya, 500 pesos, which is the total of 5,500 at the end of the year. In compound interest naman, when we say compound interest, 2 years or more than, yun na yung madalas na hinahanap natin. At the beginning of the year, as the given example, at the beginning of the year, there are 2,000 pesos was invested at a deposit account earning 8% compounded annually for 2 years. How much will be the investment be after 2 years? So, 2,000. Yung 2,000, imumultiply natin sa 8%, which is 160. For year 1, meron na siyang 2,160. Then, yung 2,160, yun na yung gagamitin natin para sa year 2. 2,160, same procedure, multiplied by 8%, which is the account earning compounded annually. Rate niya is 8%, magiging 172.8. Yung 172.8, i-add natin sa 2,160. For year 2, the total of 2,332.80. Present value and discounting. It calculates the present value of some future amount. Almost the same concept of present and future value, but as the given example, example number 1, single period case. The future value of the investment on a single period is 110 at 10% interest. So what is the present value of the investment at 10% interest? So here's the solution and its formula. Ilalagay lang natin yung mga given na binigay sa situation. So, present value of 1 is equals to 0.909. So, ang magiging total niya is 90.9. This means that if 90.9 pesos is invested with a 10% interest rate, it will have the future value of 100. Next example, for multiple period case. The student need to have 121 in 2 years. At 10% rate, how much do we have to invest? What is the present value of 121? So, solution. May guide dito. Iyan yung guide niya and its formula. Ang makukuha natin dyan is 100. This means that if student invested 100 today, in the next 2 years, he will have a future value of 121. There are 3 methods on how to compute the present value, which depends on when the payment or cash has been received. First is what we call the present value of 1, single payment or lump sum. Second is the ordinary annuity or series of payment which started 1 year after the deal. Isang taon muna ang pinalabas bago makapagbayad or makapag-invest. Third is the annuity due. It is the same as ordinary annuity but the only difference is that at the beginning, payment has been made. Dito ang pagkakaiba lang nila ni ordinary annuity ay kung kailan lang yung unang naging bayaran. Ordinary annuity and annuity due is also part of the time value of money. When we say ordinary annuity, it is a series of equal payments made at the end of consecutive periods over a fixed length of time. While the annuity due, it is a series of equal payments due immediately at the beginning of each period over a fixed length of time. Let's have some examples. Before we proceed to the example of future value, here's the formula for future value annuity, ordinary, and future value annuity due. Also, here's the formula for present value naman, present value of an ordinary annuity, and present value of an annuity due. for example of future value of ordinary annuity. On January 1, 2020, TMC arranged to invest in an account that will earn 12% interest compounded annually. The investment is for 3 years ending December 31, 2020. Then TMC plans to deposit 100,000 each year for 3 years, or a total of 300,000 beginning December 31, 2020, and in every December 31 thereof. How much balance will the investment have on December 31, 2020? Let us always remember that when we are talking about ordinary annuities, the payment is done at the end of the period. So in this problem, we can see that the payment is done every 31 of the year. And also, be reminded that when we say future value, we are talking about the total value of payments at a specific point of time rather. Therefore, in this problem, we are seeking for the total value of payments after 3 years. Let's proceed for the solution. I will show you each year's accumulation of the payment. On January 1, 2020, there will be no payment since it is an ordinary annuity. On December 31, 2020, the first payment was made, which is the 100,000. While on the second year on 2021, the 100,000 will be multiplied to 1.12 because 12% is the compounding interest. Therefore, for year 2, you will have 112,000, and in total you have 212,000 for years 1 and 2. Then lastly, on the last year, the total for year 1 and 2 will be multiplied with 1.2. So 212,000 rather multiplied by 1.12 because of the compounded interest, and thereof become 237,440 plus the yearly payment of 100,000. And in total for 3 years, you have 337,440 from January 1, 2020 up to December 31, 2022. Another example for future value of annuity due. On January 1, 2020, TMC arranged to invest in an account that will earn 12% interest compounded annually. The investment is for 3 years. TMC wishes to withdraw 100,000 pesos each year for 3 years beginning January 1, 2020 and every January 1 thereof. How much should the investment have on December 31, 2022? In this slide, this is an example of future value of annuity due. We already discussed what is the future value means. Now, annuity due differs to ordinary annuity in a way that the payment is made at the beginning of the period. For the solution part of future value and annuity due, now in this problem, the first payment is done January 1, 2020 with 100,000 pesos. On the second year, we need to multiply it by 1.2 or 12% compounding, which will become 112,000. And for year 1 and year 2, you have 212,000. For the year 3, we need to multiply the total for 1 year and year 2, which is 212,000 multiplied to 112, same, the compounding interest. So you have 237,440 plus 100,000 from year 1 to 3, you will have 337,440 in total. However, the question is how much will be the value on December 31, 2022? Then lastly, you need to multiply the value for 3 years by 112 rather. So 337,440 multiplied to 1.12. So in December 31, 2022, the value will be 377,932.80. For the example of present value of ordinary annuity, situation was you want to receive 50,000 pesos annually. For the next 3 years, how much must be deposited now at 9% compounded annually to yield an annuity payment of 50,000 pesos at the end of each year for 3 years? We already discussed what is an ordinary annuity. Now, present value is how much money would be required to produce those future payments. The solution is already shown in the slide. We use the formula to get the present value ordinary annuity, but however, let's analyze its yearly impact. First of all, you need to invest 126,564.75 in order to get 50,000 pesos for 3 years. For year 1, 126,564.75 multiplied to 1.09 will be 137,955.58 less your 50,000 pesos received, and it will be 87,955.58. For year 2, your remaining balance from year 1, the 87,955.58, then multiplied to 1.09 will be 95,871.58. Then less the 50,000 pesos received, will have a remaining of 45,087.58. For the last year, the remaining 45,871.58 multiply again to 1.09 will be 50,000 pesos, the last and final receiving. Next will be the present value of annuity due. On January 1, 2020, TMC arranged to invest in an account that will earn 12% interest compounded annually. The investment is for 3 years. TMC wishes to withdraw 100,000 pesos each year for 3 years, beginning January 1, 2020, and every January 1 thereof. How much should the investment have on January 1, 2020? Again, we already discussed what is an annuity due. Present value is how much money would be required to produce those future payments, but this time, it is the present value of the annuity due. Okay, the solution is already shown in the slide. We use the formula to get the present value annuity due, but however, let's analyze its yearly impact. For the year 1, it is on January 1, 2021, the 269,005 we get will have a deduction of 100,000 as a withdrawal. So you will have a remaining balance of 169,005. For year 2, the balance of 169,005 multiplied to 1.12 will be 189,265.60. Less the withdrawal of 100,000, you will have a remaining balance of 89,265.60. For the last year, the remaining 89,265.60 will be multiplied to 1.12 with a total of 100,000 and the last and final withdrawal. But before that, again, what does time value of money mean? I just wanted to add some information or idea when it comes to time value of money. Again, the time value of money is the idea that money available at the present time is worth more than the same amount in the future due to its potential earning capacity. It is also says that a peso received today is worth more than a peso received for tomorrow. And that is true because a peso received today can be invested to earn interest. That's all for today. Thank you and may God bless us all.